with a girl's name is the common factor that's brought sausages, smells and underwear to the race circuit. The Beatrice Group is an international marketing powerhouse. They're based in Chicago, and their recent entry into Formula One was the most eagerly awaited and certainly one of the most expensive in recent years. It was the first time that a sponsor had created a completely new Formula One team. They've handpicked the top professionals, and they've got a former world champion for the cockpit of the new Beatrice Lola. Alan Jones, 1980 world champion, has been enticed back into Grand Prix racing, not, he claims, by money, but by a thoroughly professional new team. The whole team has been put together in just 8 months. Inspired by Carl Haas, one of the most successful team owners in America, it also harnesses the talents of Teddy Mayer, a founder of McLaren Racing. Other staff were hand-picked with money, apparently no object. That's the kind of package it needed to entice Alan Jones back. He quit Grand Prix racing in 1981, farming and family becoming his new priorities. Farming has gone, but family is still clearly very important. Boats are another great passion for Jones, who's recently bought property at Surfers Paradise in Australia, but is basing himself in London to drive with a new team. This trip at Hamble last week was a birthday treat for his 7-year-old son, Christian. Jones left the sport disenchanted with the ground effects cars and all the politics that went with them. He returns now with new enthusiasm about the team and its potential.
Well, I'm very happy to say that we have a deal with the Ford Motor Companies to supply the new Cosworth engines, which really was one of the contributing factors that made me come back to racing, because I have the utmost respect for Keith Duckworth. He's never designed a bad engine yet, well, not one that I know about.
Know how to.
Exactly. So I think that, you know, with the resources of Ford and the sort of technology they can feed into Keith Duckworth, and with his experience of building good engines, I think on the engine front we're going to be asking for nothing. We have very experienced personnel in Teddy Mayer and Tyler Alexander and people like that have run successful Formula One teams in the past. Neil Oatley is the designer of the car, which, as you know, has been with Williams for a long time, and I believe is very underrated as an engineer and designer. And I think all those contributing factors put together should make us a very successful team. For sure, the two best people I've ever driven for was Carl Haas and Frank Williams. Carl's fantastic to drive for, and I think probably he's got more personality than all the other European team owners put together.
The competition doesn't scare me. I respect it, and I think it will be difficult, and miracles don't happen. It takes hard work, and hopefully we'll at some point beat her.
The distinctive low-slung car with Alan Jones at the wheel has undergone exhaustive tests at Brands, but its European debut in the Italian Grand Prix was a brief affair, qualifying at the back of the grid and retiring early. But perhaps the most exciting aspect of the new team are the links that it forges with America. The Formula One World Championship has struggled for recognition in the United States. Now, with Carl Haas and Beatrice, America is taking up the challenge. Film star Paul Newman is among the team's backers in the IndyCar Championship in the US. The team are already proven winners. With Mario Andretti at the wheel, the team started this year's championship with a flag-to-flag victory at Long Beach.
Jubilation, of course, in the Andretti pits. Paul Newman, Carl Haas. Somebody looked like they even had a bottle of champagne down here. We saw something flying. This crew is as happy now as when they won the national championship at the end of the fall in Las Vegas. Quite a celebration here as the battle for further places on back continues on the track.
And when Andretti was injured, in stepped Jones for his first single-seater drive in 4 years. And his third place in the race at Elkhart Lake drew this tribute from the sport's most famous fan.
I think it's extraordinary that he could come out of retirement and turn in the kind of performance that he did there at Elkhart. And the interesting thing is he didn't have all that much time in the car to begin with qualifying and practice. And his times just kept getting faster and faster and faster during the race, which was it's not an easy thing to crawl into one of those beasts after you've been in retirement for how long? 4 years? More. And go quick to begin with. In a car that weighs more, has different kind of power, has different kind of throttle response, in a course that he hadn't driven, I think, since 1970. So I was really impressed.
Dad? Daddy?
Christian?
What are you doing?
Standing here talking to you.
Oh. Dad? Dad, can you please go in the car and get my attack?
Okay, well, you can go and get it. You know where it is. Over and out. The good teams are still the good teams, and the good teams are drawing the good drivers, and the better organised teams are still up the front. Nothing's really changed in that respect, because the people who can get themselves organised and design the good cars will get the good drivers, and they're the ones enjoying the success. So in that respect, nothing's changed.